Hello, what's up, and welcome back to Spectral Readings. My name is Cameron, and this is a reading for the sign of Virgo. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things. I just saw that 25% of my subscribers have notifications on for my posts, which is incredible, especially because I've only told you to hit that bell like 3 or 4 times, and you did it anyway. So that's really very cool. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for that. I want to see you guys successful. In the tarot, there's swords, which is mental, cups, which is heart, pentacles, which is material and treasure, and wands, which is creativity. And then there's the story of the Fool through the major arcana. I want to see you go through your lives and your difficulties. I want you to see that your unresolved energy is resolved. That's why I don't focus on, oh, there's this problem in your life. These people are talking about you. You know, you have an ex. A lot of tarot readers just talk about the problems, but not how to get through them. The whole point of these 78 cards is it's a story. It's many stories about how you can get through it. So that's what I want to see you do, and that's what I'm here to help you with. Now, anyway, also if you need a personal reading, happy to help. Information's in the description box below, but let's get started. 8 of Cups. You're about to hear the automatic cat feeder. 8 of Cups. This is about walking away from something you thought was perfect and kind of going off on your own. You might have had some sort of a disappointment where you feel like you're going out in the cold. You might feel like people aren't supporting you along your journey as much as you would like. Now, here's the thing about that as well, is that sometimes even our supporters, the people who we think are giving us, energy, positive energy, oftentimes people's supporters are their biggest adversaries, because oftentimes when people support, it's from a place of ego, like they're claiming your success and just making sure you stay right underneath them. So watch out for that. Make sure you're not relying on other people for your validation. You have to validate yourself here. If you want to, have family support and your family isn't great, work with your ancestors because they're ascended, You have to work with yourself and ascended people, and not rely so much on what other people have to say. Because oftentimes, especially if other people were so great, wouldn't they have the success that you're going toward, So, don't be too critical of other people. Just don't give them your energy. When you give energy to problems instead of just shifting your focus, you cause the problem to get bigger. But really, the secret is you can just unplug. What else? Walking away from something in search of something new. That's the 8 of Cups. There's definitely also a feeling of isolation that I'm picking up on here. Virgo is the Hermit, but look at this. 2 of Wands. Walking away from something. Going out, venturing. Now, 2 of Wands has preparedness. You see the Hierophant in the cave behind this fella. The Hierophant is the philosopher of the deck. The Hierophant is kind of like the ascended hermit. That's the way I think of it. So you definitely know enough to be venturing off on your own. But I just want to remind you again that you need to be self-assured, self-validated. Or if you need, I will validate you right now. You are valid. I mean it. What else? Yes, the Empress, being in the flow of giving and receiving, nurturing your path forward and just focusing on what's good, especially with the King of Swords here. King of Swords is no nonsense. At worst, King of Swords is a little bit too cold. So, don't get too caught up in the cold calculatedness. Although I don't think you are, because the Empress balances you out here. But just remember to see the beauty in everything. The universe is very beautiful. Everywhere you look, there's something beautiful. So if you're ever feeling too cold, just imagine flowers or something like that. 4 of Wands here. This is you being celebrated and rewarded for your efforts. If you can stay focused and go after what you want, people will recognize you. But like I said, you know, remember, you're doing it for the universe. You can't rely on just anybody. You know, I always am reminded of Judas. How can you forget Judas, right? Betrayal is an aspect of love. That's what the whole story is about, is that betrayal is part of love. Oh, sorry, my necklace was not centered in the back. Four of Swords, meditate. Focus yourself. Take time away and meditate. I'm going to tell you right now, that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my day, is probably meditate until tomorrow morning. Center yourself. Unplug with the Four of Swords. And sometimes, you know, you need a break. Four of Swords can mean rest for some people. Rest and rejuvenation. There's definitely a need to unplug a bit. Like I was telling you, not to get too cold, not to get too caught up. Seven of Swords came out. I'll talk about that in a second. But unplug from your grind and just do something that makes you feel good. If you need a friend, get a huge rose quartz and spend time with it. When you give love, you receive love. Especially to a crystal. Imagine you're like charging a battery and it turns on a light that stays on. Seven of Swords came out. This is that isolated energy that I was picking up on with this Eight of Cups and Two of Wands embarking. You're kind of all alone. And it's something you know you have to do. That's the story in this deck. Something you know you have to do. Only you are going to be the one who's able to do it. Because it's your journey. But there's a feeling of isolation. And I just really want you to feel valid. And supported. That'll be huge. Oh dear. The Devil. The Devil is somebody who plays games. I don't want you to get caught up and trapped in somebody else's game. I don't want you to be making somebody else's dream come true. And I don't want you to be falling into other people's control. A lot of times when one ventures off on their own path, and if they do, you know, feel isolated and alone, unsure of themselves. Eight of Cups, see how they're all kind of going off on their own? They do feel unsure of themselves. They will turn back to old habits. The Devil is bad habits. Now, see these people dancing for this devil. They have leashes around them or collars. Secret is, the collar can just be slipped off and these people are free to go, but they don't realize it because they're so comfortable here with the devil, going along in the song and dance. Don't fall back. Do not fall back. Don't fall back into old habits. It's okay to be uncomfortable. That's the whole reason that humans have evolved and that life evolves, is overcoming discomfort and continuing to grow. If we were all comfortable at all times, not much would happen as far as progress goes and development of the soul. In Buddhism, you know, suffering is one of the truths about life. Eight of Swords here. Eight of Swords is a feeling of uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen next. This here is you at your worst. You're scared. Feeling almost powerless. Like you need something to happen that's not happening, and you're kind of waiting and you feel like you can't do anything. Now, don't be approaching things from a lack mindset, lack mentality. Know that you are enough. That's huge. You are enough. I think that's what you need to hear today, is that you are enough and you can do whatever you set your mind to, as long as you don't give in to fear and old habits. Eight of Swords is also about pulling yourself together. It's knowing that if you take a risk, like let's say you were to leave this circle of suffering and torture, right? Let's say you were to leave. and take a risk. If you do stumble and fall, you have to be able to pull yourself back together. That's the Eight of Swords, the journey of the Eight of Swords. And that's all of the tarot cards. 9 of them. So there's just a need for you to be brave and be very focused. And also, you don't need others to support you, but if they do, that's wonderful. Just, be wary that a lot of people, their version of support is just fitting you inside their box of understanding, and you can't always fit inside other people's boxes unless they're like a master. Yep. I'll give you an oracle card. If you need a teacher, think about it when you're meditating. Like, do you need to learn from somebody? It's one thing to research. Anybody can research, and it's wonderful to research, but having a teacher is just so important sometimes. Like, that's a big message that's coming through, is you might need a teacher, somebody to learn from. I'm not sure this oracle deck has anything for you. I'll give you a Nature's Whispers card instead. You might be feeling very pressured to produce success. So what I want to remind you is, like, yes, it is important to look at the future. Yet it is important not to lose sight of the forest for the trees, right? Live in the moment. Do your best each moment. Be here and now. Okay, you have 2 of these cards. Intuition. This deck is just beautiful. Be true to your heart. Yeah. You will be able to figure out what to do for you, but I will read these to you. Intuition. You just seem to have a knack for knowing what's going to work. Your creative process is unique to you. You just get started and magic happens. You have a lot of endurance and you're a hard worker. Once you get focused on a project, you don't stop. You are a trend setter, and you seem to understand what people love. You are very forward thinking. You are being reminded that you have your own inner voice guiding you, always. Tap into your wisdom and allow yourself this higher perspective. I love that. I love that so much. There's definitely something very bright and special about you that is just waiting for you to tap into. I definitely feel like as you get into the flow of being in your true authentic self, remember that highest vibrational activity that you yourself can do is what you love. And as you tune into that and tap into that, things will just fall to the wayside that distract you and make you feel stuck. Just walking out of feeling trapped in low vibrational energy, and you will feel so much better and brighter. When you wake up each day, it's not like you'll be dreading certain things. You'll be just so excited. And let's see, be true to your heart is the next card that came out. In this moment, draw on the energies of harmony and union when making a choice. The current situation is best supported using intuition and not intellect. How funny that the other card that came out with this is intuition. There may be difficult decisions to be made that are not necessarily about love. Consciously be aware of what interests you, what attracts your attention, what stirs your imagination and creates passion in your life. Do your best to ignore the persuasion of what others might think or say. Trust yourself and don't allow your opinion to be swayed. Yes, but there is something else. I think it's a Romance Angels card. But those messages came full circle pretty well. What is it for Virgo here? Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I definitely think that there might be a pressure in you that you need to have success right now, you know? And that resistance energy might be causing you not to be so lovely. I want you to unplug sometimes. That's huge. I want you to unplug sometimes and just vibe. Make sure you spend some time and just vibe. It will help this finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. It'll help that go. Once you're in the flow of things, I think this means that you could very well attract a mate if you don't have one already. If you do already have a partner, as you get in the flow of things, as you are more self-assured and not so attached to needing to have success right now or needing to work, things will blossom for you and your love life, whether or not you have a partner. But if you do have a partner and things are a bit stale, things are a bit stagnant, stressful, just unplug, because this finances and career energy that is just so much, you can put it to the side and it will be fine. You can put it to the side for a moment and it will really help your relationship if you currently have a relationship. Also, you never know, maybe you're focusing too much on your finances and career, and if you just take a moment and draw something for fun or be creative in your way, you never know, maybe something else is trying to come in. A great part of this finances and career energy, this success with money, is having multiple sources of income. You'll notice that basically every very successful person has multiple sources of income, even if it's just like a little project of love, labor of love, it could turn into something for you. So do something that you love with no pressure, and maybe it'll turn into something for you here. Yep. Those are all the messages. Thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. My channel is growing now, which is seriously amazing. YouTube is showing my videos to people. Hello. I love it. But that means that about half the people watching are not subscribed right now. So especially you, if you made it all the way through this video, you should probably subscribe. I do this all the time. Thank you. Let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, I got, for those of you who know the very brief details of my personal life, and who are keeping up with it, I did get my last final grade last night, and I got another 100, which is wild. There were 90 questions on that test, so I love it. I haven't done school in a minute, but it's fun. But anyway, semester's over, so now I'm pretty excited to do this. But right now, I'm going to go meditate for a very, very long time. And anyway, thank you for being here. Personal reading stuff, happy to help. Donate if you want and can. If you get value from me, But anyway, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.